We also have this law that got passed
Which one?
recently, and people were kind of going crazy about it. It's a bunch of fuck. It's not like an actual. There's no layman's term. It's like Bill 1.36.22 something something.
This
And
is long, Doug.
I know we're not going to read all of it, but go to pages 116. And basically, people were hyping this up as combining the Israeli military and U.S. military into one, which isn't what it is. However, it's I don't know if it's similar, but it's similar of magnitude. And I just want to point out one specific part. It says, in general, intelligence sharing and related security information exchanges with the government Israel shall not be suspended, reduced, or otherwise materially limited. So this just got passed today, I think, or yesterday. Pretty sure it's today, the 8th of June. And basically, the law is about us sharing our intelligence with Israel. Any information we gather. Now, there's like some stipulations in it. It's specifically, having to deal with counterterrorism. And
I mean, nothing's changed then. It's still the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been unofficial. That's why. And so this is like the official kind of locked in.
I guess, yeah. I mean,
codified.
It's in writing now.
Yeah, it's codified. That's what they call it when they do something. It's in writing now. And basically, how it works, I didn't know this. If anything, this law kind of exposes what they've already been doing. Basically, the DNI, which was previously held by Tulsi Gabbard, right, who coincidentally stepped down right before this law passed.
Yeah.
The DNI gets to determine what information gets passed to foreign governments. Israel's obviously a top contender. However, Taiwan and Ukraine are also listed. It says right there, actually, you can see it. Any country designated by the president. So the DNI is, collects information for these other countries to be used. It's supposed to be in benefit for, the U.S. However, not always used for the benefit of Americans. And this law just got codified. And in it, it basically says that we have to, the DNI has to hand over intelligence, can't. It's no longer an option. They have to hand over intelligence, okay? And if they don't hand over intelligence, they have to write up an entire 10-page report as to why we aren't giving them the intelligence. Which is just insane to have as a alleged independent country.
Yeah, that's pretty nutty. I don't know about that one.
It's crazy, dude. You want to scroll through some of it, just read specific stuff. It's actually kind of short, the important stuff. But you can read through some that you think is important.
In general, not later than 48 hours after decision to pause, terminate, otherwise restrict, or materially downgrade intelligence support or intelligence activities, including information, intelligence, and imagery collection authorized under order blah, 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 relating to United States intelligence activities to the government of a country of significant concern to the United States. The Director of National Intelligence shall submit to the Congressional Intelligence Committees a notification of such decision. Notification required in subsection A shall include detailed description of the reason for the pause, termination, restriction, or material downgrade of intelligence support, description of the change in intelligence sharing, categories of information affected, expected duration of the pause, termination, restriction, or material downgrade, and the anticipated impact of such decision on regional security and the national security objectives of the United States.
So do you see? So just that alone says this is all the different things you need to include in the report as to why you are not giving us this information, including the national security impact on the United States itself. It's wild. It's wild that we, an independent country, at the highest level, DNI, and DNI acts as a collector of information for both the FBI and the CIA and the NSA and basically all the intelligence communities here, in America. They collect all that information. They decide which of that information goes to the president himself. Okay, so it's an extremely important role. It overlooks all. It all of those other intelligence organizations, decides what's most important, hands it over, and now that same rule has to hand over that same information over to Israel, or write up like a fucking 10-page report as to why they can't, down to the smallest detail, including the national security impact it could have. And then this law has more stuff in it. It has a time frame. You got to do it in 10 days. You have 90 days to release any information that you collect. Like, it's the codified extortion of our information is basically what it is.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like guaranteed that the government's just going to sell our information to other countries, and the other countries are just going to be able to just take our information for granted, pretty much.
Yeah, it's codified now. It's codified in law. Coincidentally, the Pentagon, and I want to talk a lot about this. The Pentagon has designated Israel as a top spy agency against the U.S. This happened the exact same day that this law passed. Not a coincidence. And a lot of people don't know this about the Pentagon. But, here in the U.S., you have 3 branches of government. You get the legislative, the executive, and the judicial. The executive is kind of supposed to be in control of the military. It shares it between Congress and the executive branch. However, the Pentagon also kind of exists on its own as its own branch of government, like a mini shadow government on its own. Okay, basically the president gives it some power, and then the Pentagon goes, it uses the power as much. But the Patriot Act is a really good example of that. Basically gave the Pentagon a lot of control in arresting people and spying on people.
Yeah.
The Pentagon, looks at this and goes, okay, it's clear that Israel is blackmailing and spying on top U.S. officials.
Yeah.
Now, this is great news for Americans. This is good news. The